Welcome to Positive Atheism English Channel. From today, I am going to read out you the book on The Atheist Center Unbound by Cages, written by Jim Herrick. Today, the first chapter, The Beginnings. Gora, in his youth, took time to arrive at atheism, but his independence of thought and behavior were a good indicator of what was to come. It was clear, even in his early life, that Gora was deeply interested in education and in science, that his philosophy was empirical and his nature practical. He followed Hindu ceremonies and rituals until he was 19. His slow and steady progress as a young man made his beliefs all the more secure when he came to propagate them. Gora was born on 15th November in 1902 in a traditional Brahmin family. His father was a clerk in the forest department of the British colonial government. Although pious, his father believed that there was only one God. Unlike the common Hindu belief in many gods, he prayed to Jehovah and Allah as well as the Hindu gods. Gora's mother was a traditional pious Brahmin, conscientious in her devotions. An important member of the family was Gora's aunt, who helped bring up his siblings. From time to time, she went into a trance which was considered to have religious significance. She also supplied sacred ash, the result of Gora keeping it in his pocket to improve exam results was rather variable. He had also noted that the sacred ash did not save his sister from death through chicken pox. Ash in pocket did not improve his exam marks, which were only average. Gora married Saraswati when he was 20 and she was 10. They did not live together until she was 15, and a very successful and a happy marriage it was. The opposite was predicted when Gora fainted at the wedding, which was superstitiously thought to be a bad sign for the marriage. Support for Gandhi's campaign to remove the British government was becoming more prominent. Gora's father gave 2 bags of rice to the non-cooperation movement. He was urged by local Gandhians to join the Indian National Congress, but did not want to run the risk of losing his job. Gora, even in his youth, displayed a tendency to rebel. He saw that the Brahma Samaj could abandon their belief in a great number of gods. When a pupil at school committed suicide because he had failed his exams, Gora thought he should have realized that he could take the exam again. Gora was practical and positive in his reaction to events. Gora went to study biology at the University of Madras. He aimed for his MA, but the results were only average, the sacred ash letting him down. He needed a job because his parents were without much income and at first worked as an errand boy for a former teacher, Ravi, who was a liberal educationalist and an independent thinker. Gora did not fail to be influenced by his views. He was soon offered a position at the American Mission College, Madurai. He could not find accommodation until he learned of a large house which was empty. It was apparently haunted by spirits, but without any hesitation, Gora moved in. When nothing happened to him, other tenants quickly arrived, a valuable lesson in challenging superstition. Lecturers had to give an assessment of the students before their exams. Gora gave all his students a pass grade and told them they had to live up to his expectations of them. Gora's passionate faith in human beings proved justified. They all got good grades, and the principal prized Gora and offered to finance a place at Yale for him if he would convert to Christianity. He declined the offer to become a Christian and go to America, and the following year he took up a post as a cotton researcher in the Agriculture College in Coimbatore in southwest India. He left after a year because he was more suited to teaching than to working in the field, and also because his boss was unsympathetic. So he went on to teach biology at a Buddhist college in Ceylon. He realized the Buddhists he knew who would eat meat and the religious views were followed according to their context. He noted the Buddhist principle of the sacredness of life and was surprised that this went so far as to prohibit dissections of frogs in the anatomy courses. He followed the path the most atheists travel of realizing that since not all religions could be true, there was no reason why any of them should be. At this stage, Gora decided to embark on a course of reading in comparative religion, carefully examining Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism, and coming to the important conclusion that they all had striking similarities. This was the vital first step on the road to atheism, which all the atheists took sooner or later. Practice accompanied thought. There was a Hindu belief that it was dangerous for the pregnancy if the mother went outside during a solar eclipse. Saraswati defied this superstition with no damage to the born child. Husband and wife were convinced of the logic that indicated that if a full moon was harmful to the fetus, this would be visible in all mothers. Saraswati was to become a firm atheist and an activist. His final move was to return as a lecturer to the college in Kakinada, where he had been a student, to give a course in biology. His parents were pleased that he was living close to them and able to support them. A rift was opened when Gora refused to wear the red thread that indicated Hindu allegiance. Also, his father was surprised when Gora denounced his aunt for the practice of going into a trance, seeing it as hysterical and manipulative. Gora was expelled from the family home. While lecturing, he spent his spare time visiting the surrounding villages with atheist propaganda. He accepted an invitation to write an essay on atheism for a student magazine. He now decided the untouchables should be treated as the same as the Brahmins. He also set up a school for untouchables in the slum areas where they lived. People in this caste were expected to remain illiterate, and to teach them was doubly irreligious. Moves to abolish the caste system were an essential part of Gora's future positive atheism. His father relented towards his son, and they rented a house where he and his family could live together. He was invited to the Hindu college Machilipatnam, where his income was improved, which was necessary to support his growing family. After 6 years, there was a student unrest among Marxists, and though Gora was not a Marxist, his materialism was bad enough, and his supposed pernicious influence led him to agree to a ban on discussing atheism and to talking to his pupils outside of the classes. His trips to the villages to promote atheism cannot have escaped the observation of his superiors. Considering such regulations demeaning, he left the college. He considered education could not be constricted. It was becoming clear that lecturing and understanding of atheism were incompatible, and this realization was a turning point in his life. He had become much influenced by Gandhi during these years, and this was to be a prime influence in his political views for the remainder of his life. And in the next episode, I shall read out to you regarding positive atheism comes alive. Until then, goodbye.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English Channel presented by Dr. Samaram Multi-Channel Network, which crossed 20 crore views. Please like, subscribe and share our videos, and for notification of our new videos, please click the bell icon.
Please download Samaram Channels app from Google Play Store and watch your favorite channels. Click the bell icon and subscribe to the channels.